So before we start, I think it's better that we introduce each other. I mean, I know Jazyl for almost 17 years, like we were discussing a little bit ago, and I know you actually. You don't remember me, but I bought all the issues of Trio from you in Kolkata Comic Con. Yeah, and Santanu, I've been, seeing your work for quite some time, so I'm well aware of what amazing stuff that you are doing. But why don't we start with you, Jazyl? You can introduce yourself. Maybe, we can see what you're doing.
So, yeah, so can we just play the presentation? So, guys, I've been in this field for the last 14 years. I work professionally as an animator, but I'm also the creator of
Wait. I'm very sorry to cut you here. Let me tell you what a legend Jazyl is. Much before the anime fever took over India and much before the manga, fever took over India, Jazyl was, fighting this battle single-handedly like a superhero, all by himself, drawing it, putting it on Facebook, publishing those comic books all by himself. I still remember, the initial first Comic-Cons where Jazyl will be sitting with a table with all his, Beast Legion comic books and his father sitting lovingly besides him. I still remember buying all those animes from, all those mangas from him because I always felt that you never know for how long this guy will, keep doing this. So it's better to, buy these books and, keep supporting him. I never realized that Jazyl will keep at it and keep churning out those books. So yeah, that's Jazyl for you. Jazyl, continue.
Thanks a lot, Alok. So like I said, I'm the creator of India's first web manga series, The Beast Legion. I've done a lot of stuff. I keep reinventing stuff on Instagram. So I do these pics called AnimaX Mythology, which is gaining a lot of traction, where I basically take an anime character and an Indian mythological figure and place them together when they have similar characteristics. So when you're in this field, you can't just depend on one thing. You have to keep reinventing yourself. You have to be active on social media. And that's something I try my best to keep improving at. And before I go, I'd like to show you a small, not before I go, there's still a long session left. So I'm going to ask you to share the show reel. So just you get a little idea of what I do.
Wow.
So a little story, I started with fan animations actually. Then I started my manga and now I do full-time work as an animation director, which leads me to my next presentation. And again, like I said, I like to keep innovating things. So I'm currently working on a series called Tooland for an American company where we are translating a comic into animation. And the guy behind it, Jason, told me to create an intro for this series. And rather than just creating the intro for myself, I thought I'd bring some of the best animation talent India has to offer and create something that's really visually stunning. I hope you find it visually stunning. So can we have the Tooland opening playing here? A lot of effort has gone into this, guys, so I hope you enjoy it. And of course, the series will be coming very soon. I'll be talking about that as well. So this is premiered right here for the first time. It will be going online officially very soon, but I hope all of you enjoyed this. And some of the people who worked on it are sitting right there. Studio LKY, Entangle Studios, thank you for collaborating with me on this. So that's all I have to share for today. And then go ahead.
Looks amazing, Jazyl. Shows how much you worked and, all those
I think-
15, 20 years of hard work has finally paid off. There's something
Absolutely.
really, really amazing and cool stuff happening here. Can I have both of you here so we can, continue? So the coolness was so much cool that we actually wanted to stand there and just watch it. I asked them to sit, but they were nahi, khade hona hai wahan pe. Santanu, so your art has, crossed music, fashion, pop culture. It's like multidisciplinary art where you are using your imageries to, express a lot of ideas in a very different set of mediums. What is your approach, towards your work, and can we have a look at your work and a small introduction of, how you entered this space?
So I'll just start off. I'm Santanu Hazarika. I am a multidisciplinary visual artist. So I practice with a whole range of mediums. It starts with everything that is analog, everything that is even digital. And my primary inspirations have always been growing up has been anime, comic books, and heavy metal music. So I think right now we're seeing a whole confluence of everything coming together. So with every presentation or introduction that I do, I usually start off with this particular line, which I really, I think I kind of am inspired by it, is basically we as visual artists or visual interpreters have only two sets of eyes to see. And with these two eyes, we perceive everything around us and we create our own world with this. And this very idea has sort of propelled me to do everything that I have been practicing since the last decade. Like, see, again, one of my old artworks, just showcasing the influences of comic books and heavy metal. Album covers, when I started off, these were the first things that actually kind of got me into graphic designing. So I used to copy a lot of heavy metal album covers which were very graphic in nature, and I used to replicate them. Megadeth, Lamb of God, Iron Maiden, these are some of the things. Then the real time, artistic endeavor started when I started collecting Dragon Ball Z pencil boxes. And at that time we used to get fake counterfeits, because I'm from Assam. We used to get all sorts of fake stuff coming in from Siliguri and from Bangladesh borders and China. So we got introduced to anime way before it was mainstream, or way before people knew what anime was or could make the distinction between anime and cartoons. So again, this was one of my biggest inspiration growing up. Again, more comic book covers. Now you can see the similarity. Now this is a painting. This is like a 4 by 5 feet painting which I had done for an exhibition. You can see the correlation. You can see how much of it is inspired from a comic book cover. So my whole approach to this category is, how do I make this art form into a high art form? Because digital art, or you call it print media, or any of this art form, has never been considered as truly put on a pedestal as a high art form. You rarely see pieces like this on museums. Like right now you have Kim Jong-gi, because he passed away, you have his stuff displayed across museums and stuff with other grandmasters. But this sort of celebration of artistry is not done for mostly digital artists, animators and artists like us. So this is a practice that I've been doing to sort of introduce this aesthetics in forms of paintings which are larger than life, that can sit well in a gallery exhibition and also in museum. Then again, one more artwork, Dropout. And so my primary medium has always been 2D illustrations. Again, this is a poster work that I had done for recent Devil May Cry show by Adi Shankar. So Adi and I we're friends. So we were discussing bunch of ideas on how to recreate this whole idea of animation, and especially being Southeast Asian. Then more artworks again inspired from the whole world of anime, mangas, comic book inking, illustrations. This is again for Nuclear and I forgot the artist name, Major Lazer. Then this one was for OnePlus. Now that's a whole campaign and a global jersey design for global esports. Then this one was a special custom cooler design for Red Bull for Divine. The bottom one over there is H.G. Wells in a Samsung campaign which I had designed. Then these are again, there's Luffy from One Piece, just passion stuff. Again, more stuff for this one's for Badsha, Ritwiz, again Ritwiz. See, all this work that I've done have that whole aesthetics of a comic book cover and an album cover. Again, recently I worked on, again, Pentium and Global Esports for the jersey. I collaborated with Konami recently for the eFootball jersey, which was a special Independence Day special drop with me, and Nima had promoted it, was promoting this. And yeah, these are again few other examples of how I've been converting something which is very flat into something which is much more applicable, or merchandising you can call it. So in terms of high fashion, that's a Levi's collaboration over there. There's a Gas collaboration, Adidas. These are all styles of art that have been borrowed from mangas and comic book illustration that I have been implementing in various articles and in high fashion. Again, more poster work, digital stuff. I mean, I'm just going through the gallery, just skipping through. It's a 4-minute thing, so I hope you
But
find
Santanu,
something
have you worked on serial art like pages of comics, or have you tried to do like make a manga or comic out of your artwork? Did you try doing that?
I suck at consistency. So it's very hard for me to keep repeating one character again and again.
No, you have a consistent style, I must say.
But yeah, these are again some of the other works that I've done over the past few years. These are all digital mixed media pieces. Again, this one. This is more of an introspective journey. Again, a whole different direction, which I took with combining painting and storytelling and mythology in the same place.
Wow.
This one was for a custom bike for BMW. This one was for again for Wreckfest, and yeah, automobiles, Zebronics. These are some of the larger size paintings that I've been doing, purely inspired out of manga and comic book inking, but this is done with charcoal.
Very Yoshitaka Mano style, right?
Kentaro also mixed up.
Kentaro also, yes. Yoshitaka Mano and Kentaro, yes.
So yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. So
Okay, finally.
So this is what my style looks like, this is what my art looks like, this is what I've been trying to do, and these are some of the examples of my work, and that's all I have, that's all the time I have. Thank you so much.
Back to the cool wallpaper, yeah? Amazing. I don't think we should go back to the, dais, because we have Sourav now, and Sourav will be presenting another, amazing slide based on his work. One of India's initial manga series that has got like what, 4 volumes? Sourav?
4 volumes. Yeah.
4 volumes, right? Trio. So I remember meeting him at Kolkata Comic Con and buying 3 volumes. 3 volumes are out when Kolkata Comic Con was happening. I need to buy the 4th one from you, Sourav. Take us through your journey, Sourav. What were your thoughts, and what exactly you were when you were planning Trio?
Yeah, I never planned this. I never planned this actually. I'm humbled standing with all these great artists here. When I started, it was a question somebody asked on a YouTube video, which kind of intrigued me. They said, hey, Indians can never make anime. That was the statement. I got pissed off by that. I said, why can't I? Then, instead of doing anything, he said, well, let's do something about it. And that's the step that I took. I didn't know anything about animation that time, like, anime animation. So in fact, I approached Jazyl that time. If he remembers, hey, what's going on? He said, I'm too busy, man. But then we started small. It's been 5 years almost. And during this 5 years, we have been working on the same series trio. And that has evolved, immensely evolved itself. A lot of great artists joined me. And today, we are 4 volumes done. So we have 4 volumes of manga already done, 20 volumes in the series. 5th one is coming up October. Yeah, this is the artwork, the cover of the 5th
Amazing.
one.
So I'll buy 4th and 5th together, I think.
And also, I'll show the first scene so that, that can do justice. I'm not talking
A
anymore.
trailer of sorts. Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
So I think now we can sit. Yeah? Chalo. So yeah, we've seen like real amazing stuff from all 3 of you. In fact, I really wanted like this 45-minute session to go on, and all of you should have presented like 15 minutes of video and art. तो मेरा काम थोड़ा हल्का हो जाता था. But I'll start with you, Sourav. Your illustrations have a cinematic quality. How do you approach storytelling visually in a manga format? Especially knowing that you are coming from India, where we have manga, but not as much as, from its origin nation. And also our readers have been reading the original manga, the Japanese thing. So how do you, work on your style where it transcends the boundary and it also kind of entices the readers who are already reading Japanese manga?
Sure. One thing I learned early that if we were to tell a story, it has to be contextualized. So if you see the trio story is about a small town in India, Jamshedpur, which happens to be my city. I know the gully nukkars of that city. So when we do the paneling, when we do the illustration, it is right now trio has been only to Jamshedpur and Kolkata. I know the places. I go there, photograph it.
So the grain of truth is always there because you know the cities, you know those characters, you kind of know the entire world. You've created a homegrown manga that doesn't try to ape anything that the Japanese manga is doing, except for the fact that the style is a little bit of, a little bit inspired from manga. But you are telling a story that is based in the heartlands of India and a city where you grew up, right? So how much of it is actually nostalgic?
I'm not yet done, so it is not nostalgic at all. I'm
No.
living it.
The tone of the story.
It has some bit of 90s nostalgia, late 80s, 90s nostalgia, but that will be in the second arc. So trio, many people think because we have the 3 girls in the cover, Many people think trio is about three girls and their story. It is not. It moves in triads. So the first arc is the three girls. The second arc is the three so-called the good protagonists, their childhood. And then we have three aliens in the third arc. So it will go in threes. And that's how it is.
Super. Santanu, you grew up with, manga before it hit the Indian shores, even if it was a knockoff. And your work looked really, really, inspired from the kind of artist I've like really admired for a real long time. Like I said, Yoshita Kamano. I could see a lot of those traces in your work. And your smile says that I'm not off the mark. So I want to ask you, not as a creator, but also as a reader and a fan of the medium, do you think if today you were a 10-year-old or a 15-year-old, would you have given a chance to an Indian manga or Indian anime? And would you have read that, and do you think that it has the same amount of potential that the manga that you grew up with?
I mean, I think if I was a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old, like right now, would I be into Indian manga?
You have the energy of a 10-year-old. That's why I'm asking you this question. You have the exuberance and energy of that 10-year-old.
Yeah, you're saying I'm still a child, basically. So I think, yes, with the amount of influx of content and anime that we're seeing right now, especially in native languages, and I think that has really opened up a whole wide population, like exposed to mangas, because before we only had the dubbed versions, and sub and dub, and before that was only the sub. So you needed to know English to read all the animes to understand it.
Was it minimum, bare minimum?
Bare minimum. But now, I think with a lot of these platforms, what they have done, they've translated it in Telugu, in Malayalam, in Hindi. So with that translation, I think with active efforts from the platforms, it has really opened up this whole world to like so many youngsters. Like today, like look outside, like there's so many kids like showing up for this.
You won't
right?
believe I was coming from Mahabaleshwar. My driver only spoke in Marathi. And then he asked me, what do you do? And I told him I work in animation. He showed me his YouTube ka pura playlist. That is full of anime. He's constantly watching anime all the time. Like he remembers the entire mythology and stuff. He's like, sir, iska maine 200 episode dekha hai. Maine iska 500 episode dekha hai. So yes, it's opening up a lot of avenues. Yeah. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, it's 100% opening up a lot. And also the fact that we have access to internet. There's a whole idea of intermixing of mediums. Like nobody is bound to like, okay, I want to... And also as consumers, we are like the biggest markets in terms of like commerce, right? And so I think it's a no-brainer for anyone not to invest in this or capitalize on this at this point. And I think I'm really happy because I've seen how much anime and manga has affected me in my life and the things that I have done so far. And I'm just waiting to see how much like newer artists and more crazy people will come out of this.
Jazyl, I'll come to you.
Absolutely.
You've been doing a fantasy-based manga. You've been, dabbling in mythology. I remember a particular project there where we were trying to work together. It was on Indian history, on time, and all those things.
Absolutely.
And these things were way ahead of time actually when you were doing them, right? The fantasy and that particular genre was not that big at that point in time. Do you feel as Indian creators, we are still trying to fit in with Japanese standards, or are we defining our own style now?
I think we are a mix of both. I think we have our own style, we have our own stories which will develop. Anime and manga is just going to help the entire animation scene grow in India as a genre, not just as a show or a single show, but as a complete genre. It's probably going to inspire a lot of young artists to get into this animation medium, be it for anime, be it for the love of cartoons or whatever. But I think I've seen like in these last 3 years, I've seen some fantastic animation work coming out, and especially from NID also, because NID is creating some really good students like year after year. So this scene is only going to skyrocket, I feel, in the next 5 years. Like never before. So that's my vision actually for this particular scenario.
This is a question for all three of you. You can take it up one by one or whatever. There's something that I feel happening a lot in anime and manga scene, especially in India, where we are trying to ape the style rather than bringing the expertise of those visual styles, right? We're trying to make those eyes big or squinted. We are trying to, have those small noses, big mouths, spiky hair. Those are the stylistic ideas that are mostly derivative, not really originally Indian. What I'm asking you, all three of you, is if I'm saying it's an Indian manga, say, I'll give you a very small example. If I say Indian comics, Indian Chitragatha, when we say Amar Chitragatha takes the storytelling devices and the expertise from the American comic book scenario, but converts them in a typical Indian style with everything Indian. Like if I put an Amar Chitragatha besides a Marvel or DC, Amar Chitragatha stands out at a proper Indian comic book, right? Do you think it's time when we start using the expertise and the style of manga, but start telling our stories and start developing a drawing style that is hardcore Indian with the manga and anime sensibilities?
So that's what I generally do with these illustrations, right? When I do my Anime X mythology thing. So my style is not completely into the whole anime genre. I make sure I maintain the Indian aesthetics, which is very important. But I disagree with the point that anime, has these slick features, big eyes. It's no longer that case. Even anime doesn't use that now.
So I also added squinted eyes.
Yeah, so even squinted eyes, it's no longer the case. It's like every character has a different look now. So we as animators also have to evolve. So anime, I don't treat it as a style anymore. I treat it as a genre, which I think it can translate into anything. You can call a cartoon an anime or whatever, but ultimately it's your story and the way you tell your story that counts.
I'll tell you, the way, sorry, you were saying something. So what I was saying is, an Avatar, The Last Airbender, the series Avatar, right? It takes a lot from anime and manga and still, Americanizes it the way they can, right? Kung Fu Panda uses a lot of anime and manga influences, yet keeps the DreamWorks style of animation intact. So do we have, are we moving into that direction is what I was asking. Sorry.
Yeah, I think you need to read volume 4 of Trio.
I'm waiting for that.
So the reason I tell you that is, it's a great point. How do we Indianize it? The Indianness of any artwork comes with the context. So say volume 4 of Trio has the sadhu as the main. So when we bring a character like that, then you start bringing in chants, you start bringing in props, and you keep the style still, the manga-ish style. But you start seeing One Punch Man being done in India, almost like.
Like what I saw in Santanu's work, and that actually hit me really, really differently, was him using Assam ka gamusa or gamcha, whatever you call it, gamusa, right? Style in a lot of your design. Keeping the Japanese style intact, you weaved in your, Assam aesthetics within that artwork. So that is something that, suddenly looks very fresh, yet very palatable also. Okay, the entire world is, manga fight right now. And then an Assamese pattern comes in and it plays an important role within that design. I really, really love that design. So do you think you are going to do that more and more?
Thank you so much, and thank you for spotting the gamusa in it though. I'm getting comments like, where the hell is the gamusa? I don't see anything in it though, but yeah, you could see that. So the thing is, I feel like the whole idea of Indianizing it, the true sense of Indianizing something doesn't exist in its true nature. Like, first of all, the fact that we are saying that we are borrowing something which is manga-esque, which is again borrowed from Japan. So the true fusion can only happen when there is a balance of this, like relatability. Like how you spotted the gamusa in a Japanese football game done up in a Japanese way for a video game, right? So I think that's the balance we have to strike. Like for example, like the Dorohedoro as an anime. The style of sketching, the character design, everything is not like the traditional anime at all. In fact, they have tinier heads than the bodies. So again, there is no true aesthetic to follow. If you're going to create something new, I believe there should be an equal parts of 50% of what you bring in as an as an Indian diaspora or Indian person and versus something that's bought from Japan. For example, we can choose topics. Either we make, like Sir said, the story is so centrically heavy on Indian mythology or Indian aspects that the aesthetic and the looks can be Japanese enough. Or it can be the other way around, where the looks and feel is completely Indianized in a way, like Amachitra Katha, but the stories are kind of narrated in a very Japanese, in a very manga-esque way. So I think it's to pick your battle, which one is your like advantage here. Like I even find a lot of correlation between like South Indian movies and Japanese anime.
Yeah.
They're quite like, like
I was about to come there.
yeah, it's very similar. The storytelling.
You stole my next question.
I
So
think
same right there. That's what they're doing.
That's why all Rajinikanth movies work well in Japan.
No, I think actually take it further. People who have seen like Nautanki or Jatra in Bengal, right? They're very loud, up in the face. That's what anime is. It hits you right at the center.
Absolutely.
And whenever I'm coaching somebody on voice acting, like what kind of voice I want, I ask them to watch their local art form. Like so there's a similarity. So I'll give you 2 examples. Right. I don't speak Japanese, so pardon my Japanese. It's gibberish.
We don't understand Japanese, so nobody will catch you.
So like if there is a scene where you're trying to say something where you push hard, so, like this. The same thing you see in Yatra. It's
Some
like,
of it sounded like an abuse that I'm pretty used to, here.
Maharaj, मैं आपके दरबार में आया हूँ. You will never talk like that, right? In a movie or. So
Are you doing voiceovers in your anime series?
I am doing one character.
So also we are running out of time, but we saw a lot of cool stuff. So before I wrap up and we wrap up, I just want, before I ask a question, I'll always say I always feel that there's nothing called overnight success, right? Jazyl suddenly starts shining on the stage, or you Sourav, or all of you start shining on the stage. Everyone feels ki ye to, they just came and they just show. So every overnight success has multiple nights of sleeplessness and hard work.
Absolutely.
So what is the one sentence advice that you would like to give to the upcoming manga, anime enthusiasts and artists who really are passionate about these mediums and want to take this up as a career?
Okay, so first of all, if you believe in a concept, follow it through. Find ways to reach your end goal. It may be slow, it may take time, but don't let go. Along the way, you will find new opportunities, you will make new friends, I've met all of you on my journey, throughout my journey. And it's been an amazing experience. So many people appreciating what I do. And a story that's completely foreign to India. Like Beast Legion has nothing to do with India. It's fantasy. It's completely based on He-Man, Thundercats, and all the stuff that I loved as a kid. So seeing people now relate to it and enjoying it is a whole different experience. Yes, we have problems. There's the distribution system that we need to talk about at some point. But again, because of Beast Legion, because of its success, I got to work in this field. I became an animator. So one thing leads to another, and you just got to trust the process. You just have to stick to your goal and keep going.
Santanu?
All right. I'm not good at giving advices, but just give you an example of what I've been doing for the last 10 years is I kind of celebrate being different. Like if I look different, if I feel different, if my art is different, I would celebrate it instead of trying to fit in with things. Like that's the problem with what most of the people are facing is like, what will I do doing this? This is too much of a niche. Like nobody understands it, nobody gets it. Nobody understood all this stuff back like 10 years, 15, 20 years back.
Yeah, back in the day it was like not even a highbrow medium.
Yeah, it was like, what is this? Like even me as a kid, I was like, why are their eyes like this? But it's so fascinating. But I liked it. And the thing is, if you believe in it enough, if you like it enough, you'd probably end up finding more people who feel the same way. It might take you 10 days, it might take you 10 years. But the thing is to always believe in what you have and what you like, and always enjoy and celebrate being a misfit or someone who's always standing out. There's always joy in that.
Unless you are a misfit, you won't be an artist.
I think they said it all. To sum it, I would say that you should be your own audience, and you should, if you like something, then stand by it. Because there are many people like you. You might be alone in a room here in your part of the world, but you will find out in world there are 1 billion people probably just like you. So just be at it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, thanks a lot, guys. This was an amazing session.
Thank you.